What is up, you two? What is going on? Oh my lord. What day is it? Saturday in the garage. I think I wore myself out. Woo. Man, it was a long day. My back is smoking. What's up, everybody? It's old Pastor Bob. What's going on? What's going on? Oh, let's see. I gotta get a cord. I must get a cord. Oh, that's a cord. I'm gonna need this bad boy. So let's this one out. That one in. We'll hang this baby over here when I need it. Because I'm gonna need it. Pretty sure I'm gonna need it. No. That one might work over this. Let's see. Let's see what we got going on. Let's see. Oh, this is pretty nice. All right, so we're going to do a little unboxing. I mean, I just unboxed it, but. So, let me move this boom out of the way. Got me a sweet cream from Tone City. Figured I'd try this bad boy out, see how good it is. In the box, it comes with this little 3M electronics stick a doozy woozy for this, which is kind of weird, but because it's just weird. All right, I'm doing pretty good, Kath. How you doing, huh? Hanging in there. I could complain, but no one cares. So it's the sweet cream from Tone City. New pedal. I figured that I'd demo this bad boy. Hopefully. This is the right plug. Seems to be. I figured we'd demo this and see what we got going on here. See if it sounds any good. Or if it's poo poo caca. Did you know I collect band guitar picks? Really? Well, that's interesting. I gotta find a plug that's open here. I don't know. I might have to get the plug from over here. Band guitar picks. I got picks everywhere, to tell you the truth, Kath. I got some from Kiss and other people, believe it or not. All right, that works. So let's see what we got here. We got it hooked up to the amp back there, as you can tell. So you guys can see what I'm doing. Here's the sweet cream. We're going to try it out. See how it sounds, right? Why not? All right. I got to pick a guitar too. Oh my lord. That might be the hardest part of the whole thing. Is picking the guitar. I thought I heard something up there. Wow. One of my guitar springs broke on one of my guitars. Ain't that weird? I ain't even playing it. Hey, what's up? What's up? It's the old soul. What's up, man? What's going on? So I'm trying out the sweet cream. Not the kind of sweet cream you'd like to have there, George, which is definitely between a devil dog. So we got that sweet cream. I got to figure out a guitar I want to play. Oh, I got so many of them. I got so many of them. Oh my god. What should I play? What should I play? Which one should I know what I'll play. Seeing it's a sweet cream. I'll play this Gibson. Ooh, man, this is a heavy sow. This Gibson Custom Classic. Man, this thing is heavy. I mean, like, Lord have mercy heavy. Holy crap. This thing is a monster. I'm not even lying. Oh! Is this a beautiful guitar? Look at that. Yeah. Gibson. I'm doing pretty good, Gil. How are you? This is a Gibson. Nice Gibson. So, we're doing all kinds of stuff tonight. I might do some coins. But right now, I'm checking out this Tone City. This Tone City pedal I got in. Let's see how it sounds. A buddy of mine told me to try it out. So this guitar's been hanging up there for 3 months. Look. I can't believe it. Sits up there for months, right? And not tuned. Plays good. So anyway, we're gonna try this pedal out and see what the pedal sounds like. I don't know. I got everything set in the middle to start off. I don't know what's gonna happen. Woo! Shoot! a weird sound, huh? Kind of a weird sound. Well, I don't know, to be honest with you. Kind of a weird sound, huh? It doesn't, it drives differently. You guys hear that? Weird. Kind of a dim sound, huh? Yeah, something. Let me back that off just a little fuzz nuts there. Bring that up. Hold on. Coffee lady has arrived. Huh? They're gonna see everything about you. That's not my face, right? Yeah, they're gonna see you. They're gonna see you. See? You see? No, they didn't see you. That was Mary flashing, you guys. I'm gonna turn the tone all the way down and see what happens. Hold on. Try not to run over my cord. Let me try something different. nice sound to it. I'm trying to. All right, I'm going to try something else. Hold on. Now, we're playing through P90s here, right? So I'm going to try something. I'm going to try a Strat style, and then I'm going to try a humbucker style. Because, you know, just because. Oh, I should really play this one, but I don't know if you guys can. Oh, God. Ah, yeah. Oh, boy. Let me tune this bad boy. Let me tune it. Guys, I gotta tune it. There's only one person watching me. Where the heck are you guys going anyway? Get your butts back here. Let's see. Where am I at here? There we go. Oops. I guess I better put this on the old headstocky oldie so I can see what I got oldie. I don't know if you guys ever seen one of these before. This is a, I know you guys are probably wondering what it is, but this is an original TTM Devastator. This is a nice guitar. This is one of the originals. And no, I am not selling it. I had a purple one. I had to sell that one. The guy wouldn't leave me alone. But he didn't get this one. And of course, I don't think he knew I had it. To be honest with you. This is a super, super, super low setup. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, Sweet Cream sounds pretty good with this guitar, huh? You running by? Here she goes. She's running by. I like this one. Comes alive with that one. Ooh, huh? Sounds pretty good, huh? pretty good, huh? Good loving gone bad. Is heaven. Oh, you want that song? You want me to play that song? Hold on loosely. I don't even know if I know the words to that song. God, it's been so old. I don't even know if I know the words to that song, to be honest with you. Why don't you sing it? Hold on a minute. I don't even know. See it all around you. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. I think I have to back this down a little bit. Put this up. See it all around you. Good loving's gone bad. You know when it's too late, when you realize what you had. My mind goes back to a girl that I met some years ago who told me, hold on loosely, oh, and don't let go. If you cling too tightly, baby, oh, you're gonna lose it. You're gonna lose control. How's the song go? See it all around you. Oh, good loving's gone bad. Oh, baby. And you know when it's too late, when you realize what you had. And my mind goes back to a girl that I met, oh, some years ago, who said, baby, I love you. So hold on loosely, oh, and don't let it go. If you cling too tightly, baby, you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna lose it. You're gonna lose control. So you get, my voice is cracked today. Sorry. I ain't accepting her. I left her ass. Oops, sorry. I've been wanting for a woman and wait. I've been waiting for a woman to quit. She didn't find me and I lost my way. Oh, my mama didn't say go ahead and I went rogue. I walked the beaches just to find a dime. I didn't find nothing but glass in my eye. Oh, a jellyfish, he stung me on the neck. I screamed like a baby and I ran to her arms. I'm gonna run. I got lost one hell of a night. She said, "My baby, I'm gonna take you all night." I said, "No, girl, oh, slow as it seems. I'm gonna lose my mind in every dream. I gotta go." I said, "Hello, my name is Bob. Where you been all my life, baby? I'm balling it hard. I look at you and I see my face. Oh my Lord, I just woke up and looked in the mirror and I look like a disgrace. I'm a lover and I'm a friend. I'm a mean mother getter. It's over again." That was funny, huh? This is pretty nice. I tell you what, the pedal's not too bad, oh sweet cream. Oh, sweet cream in my devil dog. Okay. All right. What do I think about the sweet cream? Well, I think that it has its own place. Maybe some older rock and roll. I mean, if I blend it in with some of my other pedals, maybe it'd be different, you know. Um, I don't know. I don't know, to be honest with you. I'm just farting around anyway. I got to get in the mind to sing, and I'm not in the mind to sing. So, but I don't know. It's all right. Don't sound too bad, huh? It's a sweet cream. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. Tone City, sweet cream. I love this guitar, huh? Most people never seen one of these. This is a TTM custom shop, made in the United States. Good luck finding these babies. It's got a set of Seymour Duncans in it. It has a JB and it has a. I don't know what the other one is. To be honest with you, can't remember now. It's been so long since I put them in. For you guys that want to see it, curly maple top. It says Devastator on it. Let me move this boom mic out of the way so you can see. It's a nice guitar. Now, I'll tell you a little story. You say, "Well, where's the number?" Well, on these, they were hand signed, and they're back here behind this cover. Or is it this cover? I think it's this cover though. Nice guitars, man. I'm telling you, these are super nice guitars. good luck finding one. That's all I got to say. Anyway, pretty cool, I think. Let me put this down for a second. So I give it a yeah, 3 out of 5. Why not? Here's my thing. I think that you could use it. The sweet cream. I probably would have been better off if I would have had the compressor on there with a super distortion pedal and then tone this back a little bit. I think it would have been a lot better. But, on its own, I like to test things on their own. So, yeah, it's not too bad. Not too shabby. Oh, Sweet Cream by Tone City. The thing that I find on a lot of pedals here, let me give you a look. It's pretty simple. You have a fader in and out, and you put you can adjust the amount of tone that you want. And that's what I was playing at. That was my settings. The amount of volume. Pretty simple, pretty easy, not too bad. I think they're like $45 or something like that. It's not really overly expensive. I mean, it's a pretty good pedal for the price. I mean, I'd really have to play it, set it up with the other guys and see how that sounds for them. But I like to play them alone. Other people like to put them with other pedals, and I think that defeats the purpose of actually having doing a video or demonstration or a review on a specific pedal. You need to use the pedal and see what it sounds like by itself, right? So a lot of people who gig, here it is. I'll give you what the box looks like. A lot of people who gig, sometimes they're only using one or two pedals, and then other people, on the other hand, they might be using a board like I have down here on the floor. Down here is a little bit different. I have a Trio Band Creator looper, that's an expensive piece of machinery. That's $400 for that. But like I tell people, some people just like simple stuff. Maybe all they're playing is the blues, or So I think that would be okay for one person. Maybe somebody playing jazz or the blues, and they need to pick it up a little bit. On the back end, it's nothing over the top. It gives you a little bit of that low end crunch. I don't think. I mean, I'm just playing through a Fender Performer 1000. Now, if you guys don't know what a Fender Performer 1000 is, that's that amp back there. Right there. Something in your way? Oh, the mic. Oops, sorry. There you go. It's a Fender Performer 1000. And when I tell you these suckers are loud, let me tell you, it rips. That amp rips. I mean, I play usually through a Johnson Millennium. And they're becoming harder and harder to find, guys. Johnson Millenniums. I had a friend of mine had me looking for one for him, and I couldn't find one. Nothing that was really nice anyway. And he wanted a nice one. When I got that back in the day, that was $2,700. And I think the control board was like another 1,000. So but I've had that. God, I don't know how many years I've had that. And that's the amp I usually play through. I have a Katana. I have a 100-watt Katana back there. I have a Hot Rod DeVille. I mean, I have a Randall. I have all kinds of Fenders. I mean, you name it. I got a K down there from 1940s K. I have, you name it, I got it. Behringes, Pierces, and upstairs I have a couple of Gibsons. My brother got a Marshall, but he doesn't really like it. But I'm gonna get another. I got that little small Black Star debut. That's not a bad little practice amp. See it back there? not a little bad, a little practice amp. If you're looking for something simple and you don't have a whole lot of money, that's a pretty good amp. That little mini tube amp at Bandcamp, that's pretty cool. I'm actually gonna make a cabinet for that. So I'm gonna make a special little cabinet and I'm gonna put it in it. That little mini amp. I just haven't had the time lately, but it's on the list. It's on the list to do. To do. So not too bad. Anyway, I don't know what you guys are up to today or tonight, but I wanted to do that little demo. I've been promising I'd do it, and I did it. What do I think? Not bad for 40, 45 bucks. I'm down. Not bad. Not too shabbily. So anyway, tonight's just a wing it night. Anything you guys want to see or you want to hear or you want to know about as far as guitars are concerned or coins? Guitars or coins, that's fine. I don't want to get too many subjects going. We can entertain it. I have a few coins. I was going to do an auction tomorrow night. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it tonight. I don't know. It's up to you guys. Whatever. We can do whatever we want. This is our channel, right? That's what I say. It's our channel. We can do whatever we want. Who? That's what Pastor Bob says. Do whatever we want. It's our channel. Oh, I'm missing something. You know what? Give me 1 second, guys. I know some people are watching. Give me 1 second. I want to refill this coffee, and I got to grab something real quick. Oh, crap. Well, by the time I get down the stairs, I ain't going to have no coffee left. So, I showed you guys I did a video, but I wanted to show you live. This is the case that I made George, Old Soul Poet. I wanted to show you live. Beautiful, huh? Look at that. So I made this for him. I want to show you guys live. And what I love about it, it has the angel over here, natural in the wood. The cross in there. This line of velour. He's a good guy. Pretty nice, huh? That's what happens when you take care of old Rev. Rev don't forget you. I'm going to set it over here so I don't break it. Give it in a few days to air out. One thing about me, when I build something, I have to air it out. Because sometimes the smell of, freshly shellacked or polyurethane bothers people. So I try to, let it air out for a few days. Because everybody's different. I see a couple people watching, but they must be watching on TV or something. Because I don't see any comments. Anyway, so it's Saturday in the basement. And it was July. Oh, I guess I was close anyway. Yeah, you know what's weird? I'm sitting here, right? And I'm looking over here, and my GNL S500, the E strings broke. What's up with that? I feel like somebody can play that guitar. It's way back there. That's kind of weird. Who knows, right? You never know around here. Yeah, got these bags hanging up down here too. They're moisture bags. I don't know. You can see one up on that wall up there. See that bag up there? And what they do is they take the moisture out of the air. Because the one thing about guitars, you got to be careful, because they are wood. It's okay to have a little bit of moisture, but you don't want it to overdo itself because it'll expand and contract because they breathe too. Forever they're gonna do that. So, let me turn this light on a little bit. So, they breathe, right? That's the way wood is. So, I like to keep it at a pretty good temperature anyway. So what are you guys up to tonight? Just chilling, watching Reverend Bob, checking me out, seeing what I'm up to. Man, trying to get that one go-kart done, boy. I'll tell you what. Whew. It's been a project. I don't know if you guys seen it, but I did a video on it. Where I'm at on it. So I don't know. I'm gonna try to get most of it done this week if I can. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. So in the basement. I wonder why. Oh, I know. There we go. How's that? Put a little light on the subject. Here I am. Gotta win this race. Been sitting there quietly. Well, that's something for you, Joe. Killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song. Anyway, so I'm gonna let you know. I don't know how much we're gonna be doing tonight, but maybe next. That's right, Roberta Flack. Next Sunday is, my regular auction for the month. I've got 2 people down that already want 10 of these. And what they're for is, before I show you them, for the people who didn't see them, I think Joe might have went to bed when I showed the other guys. Next Sunday, I'm going to be selling the Vacambi Swiss combi bars. I bought 100 pack, and I'm going to be selling them for $3 each. I've already got 20 spoken for. And what I'm doing with them is, I see a lot of kids out and about, right? And they just help people out. They do things for people, whatever it is, pick up trash or mow their lawns or whatever. And so I thought, sometimes the kids don't even get paid to do that. They just do it out of kindness of their heart. And I only think that it's right to reward somebody for something like that. I mean, look, they don't have to be doing that. They could be lazy kids in their room making a mess, playing, video games all day, but they're not. They're actually out there doing something. So, um, I wanted to make sure everybody got something for their money. I didn't want you just to, you know, donate. I wanted you to actually have something for the money that you buy, you know. And so what I did was I bought this. I bought a whole pack of Akami bars. There's 100. There's 100 1 gram bars in there. I don't know if you guys ever seen these or not. But I'm selling for $3 a piece, and then I'm going to take the money, and as I see kids in the neighborhood, I'm gonna, maybe buy them some candy or, give them a gift card or something. Maybe I'll give uh, Mary half the money or 3/4 of the money, and have her go buy some gift cards or something like that. And if we see somebody doing something good, it could be an adult too. Give them a gift card. You know, just to tell them, that's nice of you to do that. Thank you for what you're doing. I think people appreciate that, and you don't see a whole lot of it anymore. Of either people giving or people doing those things. You know, I mean, I see a lot of kids today. They expect everything. They think it's their birthright. Everything's their birthright, right? It's not your birthright for having things. It's not your birthright to be given things. So get that out of your mind. Okay. Parents do their best to raise you. Once you're raised and you're out of the house and you're on your own, then you're on your own. You have to figure it out for yourself. It isn't a lifetime of, uh, you know, rewards coming your way because, you know, you're somebody's kid. You have to figure things out for yourself. Now, parents, look, it isn't that we don't love kids. We love them. We like to help them. But, there comes a time in your life where you have to be like your parent was to you. You have to start, putting your big girl panties on, your big boy panties on, and doing things for yourself. And, life's going to smack you in the face one day because one day mom and dad are not going to be there and you're going to be lost. So, simple ways to try to figure that out and help people along the way is you get them when they're young, right? Or people that are doing good things so that they keep promoting those good things and doing good things for people, right? Whatever it may be. It could be a cashier at a register, right? Or a waitress or the mailman, right? Or the UPS man or whatever. Thank them. Oh, yeah, people say, well, they're getting paid to do their job. Okay. But how they present themselves, how they leave your mail, how, they'll come to your door and do something good for you. All of that stuff really matters, and you should take that into consideration. And I think by promoting this, um, we're doing something back for just regular old people that are not asking for anything, right? And we're doing something nice for them. So, you know, that's why I got those to do that. Yeah, I got plenty of other things that I'm doing, but I like to do something good still. I'm like that. I constantly think about what's going on in the world and what we can do try to make it better. Unfortunately, a lot of the things that we need to do, we have to have money to do, right? Let's face it. Um, if you want to just go to the beach, you got to have money for gas. You got to have something to drink. I mean, it's just like everything revolves around it. It's really weird, you know. And it was the same when I was younger. It was no different. Times haven't changed. Maybe the prices have changed, but the prices then were the prices then for the product then. And as things go up, they go up together. The numbers just get bigger, but the stuff is still the same. Maybe smaller. And most of the time, it is smaller. I remember when devil dogs were a lot bigger. you know, you remember those little Debbie's, the little Debbie oatmeal pies? Well, they used to be. Little Debbie's originally were this big. Okay, about that big around. Okay, now when you get them, they're about that big around. About the size of my sticker, right? 3 inches. I'm like, it still costs the same, $1 a box or $1.19 or whatever they are now. But the big ones cost more. You know, still got the big ones, but now they, charge more for them. So, what are you gonna do? I don't know. Anyway, Joe's being quiet. I don't know if you guys went to Texas Joe's channel. Which, if you're still here, Tex, put your link up for anybody that might come. But I went over there and checked out his stuff today, and I think he had a. What you have? A WB 105 or what did you have? I don't know, but he had a nice $half that he had, seated $half, no arrows. That was really nice, and he got all of the designations on it. Me, geez, I'd end up having to pay double and get nothing. I was pretty happy that he got something nice like that. He's learning a lot, and that's what it's about, learning. You know, taking the time and investigating everything that you look at. That's really important because you might miss something. Like this 2000 pennies, not 2000, 2020 pennies, right? In quarters that they're finding all kinds of varieties on now. So, and they're bringing good money. Quarters are selling for, forget it. Forget it. Expensive. And the pennies too. So, you know, that's why I save everything. Doesn't mean I love everything. There's a difference. Hey, Tex, put your link up in the chat box so that way people can go over and check out your channel. I went over there and you still have a mic. I think it's a mic issue or something, man. Because your pitch is great, but the volume is like really, really low. I don't know what it is. I mean, I can get really close, and then you can you. I mean, I got a double over right now. I'm at 0 dB, right? So I don't really need to go plus 10 because I'm close. But when you go away, you can kick it in. But that's a nice camera, though. What kind of camera are you running, Joe? Joe? Joe! So, know what kind of camera you had? Oh, you're doing it off your iPhone 12? Oh, cool. Oh, you're home? Well, welcome home. So, anyways, Texas Joe put his link in there. So, for everybody that's going to see this video later on, which generally we have, you know, 40, 50, 60 people, sometimes 70 people looking at videos afterwards, go check out Texas Joe. He's got a really good channel. He's a good guy. And he's doing a good job collecting. And you'll be impressed with some of his coins that he's been collecting lately. Pretty impressive. I'm proud of him. Are you gonna do what with NGC or PCGS, the coin grading competition? Is it with NGC, PCGS? Who is it with? Yeah, PCGS. Yeah. I noticed that they have those periodically. I haven't been to PCGS or NGC in a long time. It's been a long time. Just I can't get away, to do the things that I used to do years ago. But you'll like it. Yeah, coin shows are pretty good. Go to Saks and Bauer, right? Or there's all kinds of them that you can go to, right? You get into the big dollar coins. I mean, you register, you better have some money in the bank. Oh yeah. See the number 1893, San Francisco, 1893, 1894, and then the queen or the king. Everybody has a different name for it, which is the 1895, right? I have one. I have an 1895. Getting one is, there's only like 300,000 of them, I think. 1895s. I'm pretty sure like 300,000 or something. And let me tell you, I'm going to tell you guys something. In the last 30 days, Morgan prices have went up from, I would say, somewhere between mm, God, I got something in my eye. Somewhere between 10 to 60%, depending on what it is and the grade. No lie. I mean, Morgans are going up and up and up. So, you know, I'm just letting you know. When people sell them, uh, oh, so when people sell them and you see the prices are going up, that's the reason why. They're all going up. And let's face it, there's only so many to go around. And nobody knows really how many Morgans are left. You know? I mean, really. I mean, I got two that I know for a fact because I talked to NGC on the phone and I talked to one of the greatest for Konica. They never heard of it and they never seen one. And I don't have just one. I have two of this coin, Morgan Silver Dollar. And they're both uh mint state. Probably mint state 63 or 64. So um I'm just so afraid something will happen or they get missing or I'm just so afraid of that, you know. I know that they're super rare because when I got them, they were back to back. So, yeah. Anyway, registered insured. Well, let me tell you, these are expensive because I know that nobody has them. I talked to NGC on the phone, and I talked to Konica, so I know. I'm just when you're dealing with coins that could possibly be in the thousands of dollars, and I don't know that for sure. Um, I mean, I know that they're worth at least $100 a piece, easy. But like this coin, I could take this coin right here and easily get $100 for it. Easily, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Just it's an 1885 O, and the O's. Let me tell you, the O's, the people are going crazy for them. I'm telling you. I'm just saying. I don't. I my collection, Joe. My collection. You know my collection, right? Let me put my collection in so here. So, my collection. I have an 1885. Well, let me see. What did I got here? Is that it? Where am I at here? 1880. Oh yeah, I have three 1885 O's, and I have a toner in here. So I mean, this is really nice. I mean, I don't know what the grade is, to be honest with you. I'd probably say a 63, at least. I would say. But I mean, today they're selling for $75, $100 or more. You know. So for me, I don't think it's proof like. It looks at. I'm not going to lie to you, but I don't. The obverse looks proof like. I don't know about the reverse. I don't think they'll go for it. I really don't. They might, but I doubt it. They're really picky, man. I mean, it really depends on who you're sending it to. Really, it depends on who you're sending it to. I mean, it's a nice coin. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's beautiful for collection, but I don't know. Just there's something that I don't think it'll get proof. Cameos are even harder. It might. I don't know, but cameos, man. PCGS tore me up on a $50 one time. I had this beautiful Franklin, right? I can't remember. I think it was a 1963, I think, something like that. And when I tell you it was a cameo, uh, uh, deep cameo, I don't know, but it was definitely a cameo, right? No, deliberating it. They gave me I think it was MS-63 on it. No cameo. I'm like, hey, what's up? What is up? What is going on? Sure, you can ask a question about your guitar. Go right ahead. I'll see if I can answer your question. Shoot. See what we can do for you. Tell me what kind of guitar it is, what year it is, and we'll see what we can do for you. Be happy to answer your question. Joe, you're a trip. We could be a sportscaster. You're on with Reverend Bob. What is your question, caller? Coffee, Java the Hutt. That's what I call it, Java the Hutt. Java, oh Java the Hutt. Ba da bum 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 bum. How much it costs to repair a broken neck? Mine just broke apart near the headstock and locking nut. For your references, I use ESP MK11. Seo's signature. Thank you. And it's by the locking nut. Can you tell me? Hold on. Let me see. I'll use a guitar for reference. So, let me show you this guitar. And I'll show you something. Now, I don't know if you want to fix it for yourself or because once you break a neck, you know it's going to reduce the value. So if it's just for you, I'll give you a little tips and tricks to it. Okay. Firstly, did it break on an angle? Like here's your headstock, right? So did it break like this on an angle through the nut? And is your truss rod showing? I'm using this guitar for a reason. I'll show you here in a minute. Because I think that you could probably fix it yourself. I can explain to you how to do it, and it wouldn't be that much. It would probably be cheaper for you to fix it yourself. And if you did all the step by steps that I tell you, you can fix it and it will be fine. Okay. But you're really going to have to take all the steps, and I need to know. So if you want to fix it yourself, okay, I can tell you how to do that. And I can give you my email and you can shoot me a picture or pictures of it. Okay. And I would be happy to give you step by step procedures on how to fix it yourself. It does, look, it doesn't matter. Look, let me ask you a question. Can you glue two pieces of wood together? I want to teach you guys something. And a lot of people they look at me going, "Oh my God," you know. So if this is a piece of wood and this is a piece of wood, right? Can you glue these two together? Okay. Well, you could glue them together if they're on an angle, right? The only thing is you just need something to hold it, right? So you need a couple clamps. So I usually tell people, 2 or 3 clamps for wood on a neck. Okay. 2 or 3. That's all you really need. And the most important part, okay, is making sure that did it snap clean off or did it break into many pieces? If it breaks into many pieces, then there's a problem. But if it just snaps off, and there's a couple little threads missing, that doesn't matter. What it is when you join it back together, right? When you finger it back together. Once you finger it back together, right, you got to make sure that the nut is off of it, right? I'm sure the nut is off of it, right? Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, if it's snapped off, that's fine. Just as long as it's not missing a bunch of wood is what I'm saying. If it's not missing a bunch of wood, when wood snaps, right? When the fibers of wood snap, so Les Pauls, that angle, the pitch, whether it's a 16 or 20 or 22, whatever the pitch may be, because there's different pitches, on different Les Paul styles. Most people know that, right? And flat styles are a little bit different. But let's face it, Les Pauls are known for a Les Paul style. But this guitar right here that I'm showing you, right? It snapped off. This neck snapped off. This headstock in 6 pieces. Okay. The guy wanted me to fix this guitar. I'll show you. You see it? You probably don't see where it snapped off, but this snapped off in 6 pieces. It broke in 6 pieces. And the guy brought it to me to fix it. Well, then he didn't have the money to pay me to fix it, and I knew he was hard up for cash. So, what am I going to do? And I said, well, what do you want to do? He goes, well, you could just keep the guitar. I said, no, that's not fair. I said, look, I'll give you $100 for the guitar. I said, because I've already done all the labeling and everything for it. I says, and, I put new tuners on it, what you can see. Those are Grovers, right? And he says, okay. And he's like, you didn't have to do that. I said, no, that's fine. I mean, I put a lot of work into it anyway, but it's just gluing it. So if there's multiple fibers, right? Always remember, you got to put the back fibers on first. Glue them on. Glue it on to one piece. And glue the fibers that go on the other piece. Once those pieces are glued together, then you join the 2 pieces together with glue. Okay? Not epoxy. Some people use epoxy. You don't want to do that. Trust me. You want to use wood glue. Now, I'll tell you a little secret. When you see the truss rod, do you see the truss rod sticking out where it snapped off? EGI, do you see the truss rod sticking out? That's something that you have to pay attention to what I'm going to tell you. If the truss rod is sticking out after it snapped off, before you glue it back, right? Listen to what I'm saying. There's a trick that I do. And what I do is I wrap 2 or 3 times with saran wrap around it, the truss rod, and then a piece of tape. I do have a recommendation. You want to use Titebond 3 or Titebond 2, right? Anything that's water resistant. Titebond 3 is generally what I use because it has wood fibers in it. And I found that adhesion-wise, it works the best. And you really don't need a whole lot, okay? And if you got a little squeeze out, once you clamp it down and you squeeze it out, right, then you want to wipe it off with a damp, just water, damp rag, and wipe it off. And then dry it with, a clean cloth afterwards, after you clamp it down. You can get a couple of clamps. If you'd like to see the clamps that I use, I'd be more than happy to go out in the shop and show you. Okay, I can do that if you want me to. Just let me know and I'll go out and grab them and I'll show you what I use. And actually, I can give you a demonstration of, depending on where it snapped, how to clamp it. Would you like me to do that for you? I'd be happy to do it. I mean, it's, look, luthiers love to charge money. Okay, I'll go out in the garage and I'll what I'll do is I'll grab one of my necks out there, and I'll show you how I do it. Okay, and I'll show you the glue that I use, and that way you already know. Okay, you'll see everything, and I want you to be confident. Don't get nervous when you're doing it. The biggest thing is being patient and placing it right. That's it. Letting it dry 72 hours. That is my rule. 72 hours, you need to let it dry. Okay, before you put any tension onto it. So I'll be right back. I'm going to show you something. So here we go. Give you a class. How's that? Bring this down a little bit so you can see what's going on. Yeah. We will hang this baby back up. We won't need this. And I'm going to show you different types of clamps that you can use. All right. This over here. There. There. Neck. But I'm going to show you this neck. Okay. So when you make a neck, and this is a neck blank. Okay. See this neck? I made this neck blank. See it? See it? See how the neck goes on here? So what happens is you have one long piece of wood, right? And what you do is you cut it off on the angle that you want it, 12, 16, 20, whatever you want for an angle, right? And then you flip it over, and then you glue it, okay? See the glue spot? I want you to see it from this perspective, okay? See how it's glued? This is maple, all right? So when you're gluing it, that's exactly how you want to glue it. So if you break it, all you're going to do is glue it back together, and you're going to have a stronger joint, okay, than the original wood when you do glue it. Okay. Now understand that. This is what I use for glue. It's Titebond 3 Ultimate Wood Glue. Okay. This is really good stuff. Most of your luthiers, well, depending on what you're using, right? I mean, um, violins, violas, mandolins, um, then you're going to use a different type of glue, depending on how old it is. Um, I use fish glue, which is a whole different type of glue. Okay. Um, and I think that this works better. But the difference between fish glue and this glue is fish glue, you can heat it up and separate it a lot easier. What's that? Pianos are they are a stringed instrument actually, because inside of a piano, like a baby grand piano, they're all strings. So they are in reality a stringed instrument. But yes, it can be percussion too, I guess. I'm not a pianist. I play a little organ. I got a little organ, but I'm not great. But you're right. And that's a good question. But they are a stringed instrument. Yeah, yeah, they are. Most people don't realize that, unless you pull up the hood and you see the strings and then you say, wow. The only thing is when the hammer drops on them, when you push a note, right, and it drops down on the string, it makes different sounds depending on the thickness, the gauge of the string, and the length of the string. Because if you look at pianos, they all have a different length, right? And they have to be tuned just like a guitar. They're all tuned to a certain um, pitch, right? You know, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or, So your minors and your major scales all have to be tuned like that. So, yeah, that's a pretty good question. Absolutely. Thank you for the question. But yeah, so all you're doing is you're going to glue, right? Like I glued this joint. Now, you have different types. You have clamp types that you pull on and the clamp closes up. Um, you have those type. Then you have these type, okay, which I'll show you. So if your neck's broke, right? This is not broke. I mean, I made the neck, but say this is your neck that's broke, and we're going to join those two pieces together, right? So you can see it here, right? So what I do is this clamp. These are made by Betsy. You can get them at Home Depot. Lowe's has them. Okay. What I like about these is, so this is your fretboard top, right? Fretboard top. Now, here's my thing that I tell people: put yourself another piece of wood. I don't have a piece of wood down here, but you'll get the idea when I do it. I should have grabbed another piece of wood, but well, I'll use this for an example. So if you had just another piece of wood, right, and you lay the piece of wood over the top like this. Now you're going to want to, if your crack is here, right? If your crack is here, then you want to lay a piece of wood over the top like this. And what that's going to do, because your frets are level, right? Well, I mean, they're going to have be beveled, whether it's a 12-degree or a 16-degree, depending on how Oh, very cool. Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah, sure, absolutely. So if your neck is broke here, right? Well, what you want to do is I'll use this as an example. So you just take your glue, right? Just take your glue out. Now you're going to think this is crazy, but I'm going to demonstrate this, right? So you see how the glue's there? And you want to put enough glue in, right? To where when you squeeze it down, I'm going to show you this so that way you understand. And you're probably saying, oh my God, look what he's doing. I don't care. So you got your piece of wood on top of your wood, right? So there's a wood on top of this fretboard. I'm not using this one because there's nothing there. I want to use this one because there's glue. Do you see the glue? I just had some glue on there. I'm using this as an example for squeeze out, when the glue squeezes out. So you got a piece of wood on top of this fretboard, right? To protect the fretboard when you put this down. Okay. Now, the great thing about these clamps is you have a big side and then one that rotates. See this? It kind of rotates a little bit. Do you see that? What I always do, because this rotates, right? And the fretboard, your frets are rounded, right? So they have a radius. And every radius is different. You have, 16s, you have 12s, you have 14s, you have all different types of radiuses, okay? So the great thing about this is it will go to whatever your frets are, right? And it's not going to hurt them because this is plastic. And then what you're going to do is you're going to push this down. Make sure this is all the way backed out too, by the way, if you're using this type, this bar clamp. And then you want to put one on one side, halfway between where the cracks are. So half the distance, okay? I'm going to set this up for you to see so that you get it. Don't mind this one. I lost the things for it. And I'm going to show you how I do it. See those three clamps? See how they are? They're in a triangular pattern. Okay. And what I do is I put one real low. See how it's really far back here? See where my finger is? Well, I don't know how to. Let me get a point here so you can see it. See this one here, the silver one? See how it's all the way back on the furthest point of your crack, right? And then these two here, they sit forward. And the reason why you want to do that is you want to have good displacement of your clamps. Okay. So you want to make sure that your clamps, when you set it on that neck, when you're repairing that neck, are evenly distributed across that crack. So that way, when you squeeze it out, now I put some glue in there. You see the glue? See how that squeeze out is? So what you want to do is get yourself a damp cloth. I'm just demonstrating now. So pretend this is damp, right? And then get yourself something, round or whatever. Put it on the end. And then all you got to do is go down in there and clean off that excess, right? Whatever it is, just clean off that excess down in there with that wet rag. Okay? On both sides. You're cleaning that excess off. See it? After the squeeze, okay? Once you got it all squeezed, clean the excess off. And then after you've cleaned the excess off, what you want to do is go with a dry cloth and wipe it off. All right. And then you can take a look at it on this angle. There's your neck, right? Because it was broke. And just leave it just like that. Okay. Just leave it just like that for 72 hours. Look, I tell people, you should just leave it for 2 or 3 days and just let it set. Don't play with it. Make sure they're tight now. Make sure they're good and tight. All right, that you get a nice squeeze off. Because once you get a nice squeeze off, what the squeeze off is telling you is that the glue is evenly distributed where the neck crack was, right? Because they make, if you look at this neck right here, do you see this neck? You see the color, the difference in the color? They call this a scarf joint, okay? And a lot of necks today are made with a scarf joint. And the reason why they're made with a scarf joint is it gives you extra strength there, okay? Doesn't mean that it won't break again. It just gives you extra strength in that area, okay? And it saves them on lumber, let's face it. Okay? So they're already made like that. People buy brand new guitars like that. So you gluing your neck back on is no new science, okay? And it can be perfectly fine. But here's the thing that you got to know and you got to realize. Back your truss rod off, okay? Righty tighty, lefty loosey, okay? Here's a truss rod, okay? Here's a new truss rod. So you want to make sure that you back the truss rod off to where it's loose, okay? Here's your truss rod. It runs down the center of your neck like this, right? So it's sticking up. You see that? So this will be sticking out up top, which I'll take one of these off. Just an example anyway. So this is how your truss rod is going to look. See that? So your truss rod is going to be sticking out, and I'm sure it is right now, right? Because it's broke, especially if it broke by the nut, right? Make sure that you back it out to where it's loose before you glue it. Understood? But before you glue it, make sure you take a piece of tape that is something that you can get off, or take a piece of plastic and wrap the plastic around it first, okay, around the end, and then tape it around your truss rod. And the reason for that is you don't want to glue that truss rod in place, right? So make sure that you put a piece of plastic around it and a piece of tape. That way you don't bind up your truss rod. You do not want to do that. Trust me. Even and I've been doing this for I don't know how many years, right? Even I get going too fast and miss a step and come back, and then all hell breaks loose. And you don't want to have to go back in there and, get minute little. I have tiny tools that I can get in there and take it out, but it takes me forever. So don't make the mistake. Wrap it, okay? Wrap it, then put the pieces together, glue it, let it sit for 72 hours, and then nut placement, right? Is that going to be the next question? Try to get your nut, try to place your nut back exactly where it was, right? Clean this area out once it's glued. Clean the area out the best you can, okay? Now, here's a trick. I don't know what I did with the tape, but I got something here. Let me show you something. So, another thing that I do is this: when I'm gluing the nut back on, now every luthier has their own way of doing this, but I'm just showing you. This is auto body tape that I'm using, okay? So auto body tape, it doesn't stick. It's just like lightly sticking, right? So yes, New England accent. I live in Rhode Island, Lola. So you see how I tape that in front of where the nut goes? You see that? When you get ready to put your nut back in, put a piece of tape forward of wherever the mark is where that nut sits. And then I don't have any down here, but take yourself a couple dabs of super glue. Oh, did you? Used to live in Providence? That's cool. I live in the south part. I live next to the Connecticut line, so I live down by Westerly. So if this is super glue, which it's not, what you want to do is put a dab here, a dab there, dab here, and a dab there. Okay, 4 little dabs, and then 4 little dabs on top. Okay, place your nut back down in here, right, so that it's even, so that when you run your fingers across like this, that your nut is even. Okay, when you place it in there, and then once it's in there, what I do is I take a piece of tape, once it's square, and I run a piece of tape over the top of the nut like that, okay, of the super glue, and just let it sit there overnight, okay? The reason why I use super glue is if I need to get it back out, it's a lot easier to get it out with super glue, okay? And it will hold it. Remember that. And super glue is cheap. We can get, I think, 2 or 3 at the dollar store for $1. So, it's not very expensive. This is about $7 or $8 for this glue. And like I said, you can find it at Home Depot or Lowe's. Okay. Great stuff. Great for anything. I'm telling you right now. Okay. I'm telling you. Remember that. Okay. So what you want to do is if you have a locking nut, I'll show you. I'll show you. How's that? Here's a locking nut, right? There's a locking nut, right? And you have different types of locking nuts. So your locking nut has screws. So make sure you take the screws out of this. Okay. Take the screws out of this first. Okay. So take everything off. Okay. And there should be 2 or 3 screws underneath here, right? These are all locked down, but if you look in between there's usually 2 or 3 screws down here holding your locking nut on. Okay. Take this off. And when you mend it, right, when you're putting your pieces together, right, take yourself a little Q-tip. Pay attention to what I'm telling you. Take yourself a Q-tip. I mean, not a Q-tip, but a toothpick, right? The little wooden toothpicks. I'm sure you got some at home, unless you don't pick your teeth. And those holes where the screws go down through, right? Put a little glue on the end of a toothpick, not this, because this is for your ears, right? But imagine this is a toothpick and shove it down the hole, break it off. Shove it down the hole, break it off. Shove it down the hole, break it off with glue on the end, right? Let it sit. When you get done, you can take a razor blade, right, and cut them off. What you're doing is you're filling the holes, and you're going to go back in it with the screws anyway, right? So don't worry about it. But what you're doing is you're going to strengthen those holes up too. Because sometimes when you break your neck, when you snap your neck, it can break the fibers inside of those holes where your screws sit. And now you got to strengthen them and you don't see them. Because unless you're looking under a magnifying glass at it like I would, you wouldn't see that. Because they're like little straws. Fibers in wood are like little straws, right? And you won't see it. So in those holes, when you take those screws out, like I said, put a little glue on the end, a toothpick, drop it down the hole, snap it off. Drop it down the hole, snap it off. So you want to do that for every hole. If you got to use, 3 new toothpicks or 2 toothpicks to do it, use the pointed edge, jam it down in there, snap it off. And what it's going to do is it's going to strengthen that neck also. Okay? Remember this. Now you say, well, I got to drill new holes. No, you don't. And I'm going to tell you why. The fibers run this way in a neck, right? So the fibers in the neck that are round run this way. Okay? And I'll show you with a drumstick. Give you an example. So here's your regular fiber that runs through your neck, right? When you stick the toothpick down in the end, right? It's running the opposite way, which means you're going to have open pored wood grain to put your screw in. So when you go to screw in there, it's going to screw nice and tight, and it's going to tighten that hole up when you're putting it in there. So it won't be loose no more. Okay? It'll go in nice and easy. Just go nice and slow. What you want to do is work your screwdriver in and out with that screw just a little bit until it starts to go in. Just work it in there nice and easy. Don't go hard. Make sure you got the right screwdriver, right? You can buy, matter of fact, I'll tell you what. They got a nice little screwdriver set on Amazon on sale right now, Craftsman, for doing just this kind of work, okay? It's like $5.99, free shipping, okay? I think they're called Jeweler's Screwdriver Set by Craftsman. They're $5.99. So if you have an Amazon account, you can go on there right now. I know I just bought a set. I came across it, was on sale, and I bought it like, I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago or something like that because I needed a set. Because you never have enough screwdrivers. And you can pick yourself up a set. You could probably buy all of the stuff that you need right on Amazon if you needed to and have it, tomorrow or the next day. But yeah, $5.99, and you can use it for just about anything, cheap, Hey, I'm here to help you. So anyway, and then just work your screws down in there. It'll go right down in there, and it'll be nice and tight. Oops, be nice and tight. There we go, slamming my own stuff, right? I'm glad I know how to fix them. Anyway, then you just screw them back down in there, right? After it's all dried. That way, the toothpicks dry together with the neck at the same time. So when you get ready to take your clamps off, those will be ready. Cut them off with a razor blade. Boom, you're ready to go. And then you just put your nut back in the same place it was, screw them back down, and you're good to go. Plain and simple. It ain't going to move. It's like a brand new neck. And it saved you all kinds of money. You could spend, $150 to have somebody repair it. Then you're going to have the cost of shipping and whatever else that somebody's going to tell you. Oh, this is bad, that's bad. Well, it wasn't bad when you left your house, right? You just wanted your neck fixed. So when you had your neck fixed, generally the only thing that you're going to really need is the neck repair, maybe some new strings, and more than likely I would put a new set of strings on. Okay, so remember that. Now, do you need to run lighter gauged strings? That would be the next question, right? So most people don't ask that question, but you can. You can run, if you're running, I don't know, 12s, 11s. Everybody's different. I run 10s on most of my stuff, or 9s. Actually, I should be running 8s. Now, you're looking at me weird, probably going 7s, 8s. Yeah, they play really nice and they're easy on your fingers. You can get good tone out of them. There's nothing wrong. Yes, they sell them. They absolutely do. But if you want, I always run D'Addario nickel wound XLs. I've used these forever. Now you can use all kinds of different strings. They got a million different variations of strings and whatever your fancy is. But I use D'Addario. These are 9s. I got some 10s and 11s and 12s and whatever. But that's up to you. But simple and easy. Okay. Oh, your fingers are gonna hurt. Oh my god. I remember when I first started playing. And I play by ear. I don't read music. So I remember the first time I started playing. I was like, what the hell? This sucks. This is like work. My fingers were all hurting. I could just about work the next day. I was like, man, playing that guitar, that's a job, right? Until you build up your calluses, right? And then once you build up your calluses and you get that muscle memory, because that's the thing. That's why they tell you to practice all the time, right? Is to get that muscle memory. That way, you get the muscle memory in your wrist and in your fingers, right? Whether you're finger tapping or whether you play hard. Some people play hard. They're like grinding on it, right? If you're grinding on it, you probably need to have your guitar set up. Listen, I now, you're fine. You're fine. Some of the greatest luthiers in the world are actually in Japan. I'm surprised you didn't go to a Japanese luthier. There's some absolutely magnificent luthiers in Japan. Absolutely. I I'll tell you a story. A long time ago, I had a Fender Stratocaster that was made in Japan, and I was going to do a gig with a guy, well, a couple guys, and somebody stole my guitar. Today, that guitar would probably be worth $12,000, $13,000. So I was a little upset. So I don't have any. I don't have any Fender Japanese guitars in my basement. Not one. Uh, I don't think. Uh, nope. I don't have any down here. I might have one out in the garage. You know what? I take that back. I got a Hyatt over there that was made in Japan, and I have another one down here somewhere that was made in Japan, but they're not, high quality ones. But yeah, there's some great luthiers. I mean, absolutely phenomenal guys, you know. Um, but hey, anybody can fix. You can fix simple stuff. Save your money. Look, people say, "Well, Reverend Bob, why would you help somebody to fix their guitar when you could get it yourself and fix it and make some money?" Because that's not why I started the channel. I started the channel to help people. Once in a while, I have auctions and do things for people with the money that I earn from the auctions. But I started this channel, and my friends will tell you, to help people, and to have a good time and to meet people and have brothers and sisters all over the world. And it's a better world when we can help one another and we don't ask for anything in return. And we can always learn something, you know. And I think that that's really important that we reestablish that connection as humans and helping each other and not always looking for something in return. And yeah, and that's how this family rolls here. That's see, old soul poet will tell you. Old soul poet's a really good friend of mine, and he'll tell you, you know. That's right. No one does it alone, you know. And believe me, people remember, you know. And so, hopefully that I explained it well enough that you understand it. Even in Japan, I know that you can go. Are you in Okinawa? Where are you at in Japan? I went to Okinawa a long time ago. I was in the army. I was a combat engineer, and I went over there. I think for a month. I think I was over there for a month. But anyway, so in Japan, I know that you can get some really good clamps. I mean, you can get some really nice stuff. I All of my carving tools um, that I have in my shop are from Japan. My saws are from Japan. My hand saws, oh, absolutely. Yeah, I was in Germany. I was stationed in Darmstadt, Germany, Eberstadt, Aschaffenburg, Mannheim, Gießen, Oberwalflicken. Yep, yep. I was stationed there for 5 years. I love Germany. Matter of fact, that's who taught me. I had a master luthier in Germany teach me how to build guitars or stringed instruments, I should say. Guitars, violins. Oh, I had this beautiful violin. I've actually played, and I'm not very good, but at least I can say I played it. Uh, a Stradivarius, a Stradivari, and my family actually owned one many years ago. Um, my great great grandfather could play, and he was a craftsman. My grandfather was a craftsman. He was a clockmaker. Uh, he was just phenomenal at it, right? So you know, he had one. I guess somehow he had it and got it from the man himself. I guess so. Your dad's a pastor? Yeah, well, me and your dad would probably get along. I'm a different type of pastor, though. I'm a real guy. Look, I say it straight. I try not to swear a lot, but I like to have fun. I cut up. I talk about just about everything, you know. Your name is Eli Farod Honda. Your last name is Honda? Yeah. His name's Bob too. Well, I'm Reverend Robert Cornell. I don't use my doctorates unless I'm signing something, Look, I don't care about all that college stuff. It don't mean nothing to me. Real people are found everywhere. Some of the most intelligent people I've ever met in the world have no degree, never went to college. They just learned, you know. They always observed other people. That's what I believe. So, you too, some of the greatest people that I've ever met in my life. I mean, just blow my mind, educational wise. They have no degree. They just learned. They read books or watched people or got information. That's what it's supposed to be. College sometimes is a little bit over the top. Okay. And it's a little too controlling because now you're listening to only one person's way or a couple of different people's way. Okay. But there's many different ways of doing things, you know? Um, so, yeah, my name's Bob too. Yep. Pastor Bob, Reverend Bob, you know. My nickname for my family, and my close friends call me Rab, R-A-B, Rab. But the acronym or the nickname stands for something. It stands for Robert Arthur Burdick. He was a sergeant in the American Revolutionary War. And so many of the people, in almost every generation have served in the armed forces in my family. So, and it just so happens that it was only me and my brother that served out of everybody in the family. Only two brothers to ever serve in United States Army, you know, from one person. So my brother was an MP in the Army, and me, I was a little adventurous. I had a few different military occupational specialties, MOSs. I was a combat engineer, infantryman. I was an Army Ranger. Um, I've done all kinds of things. 62 Echo, 62 Foxtrot, um, 77 Fox. I mean, I had a lot of MOSs because I cross trained. But it was an interesting life. I enjoyed it. I understand the camaraderie was, you know, a lot different than it is in the civilian world. But anyway, I hope I helped you out. And caught near the South Tower. Oh. It's been a long time since I've been anywhere. I have a daughter that's in the hospital. She's been there her whole life. She stays in Tavares Pediatric Center. She has a very super rare case. There's only 5 people in the world born like her. So when I go somewhere, which is next to no time, I have to have the right people in place for me to go somewhere. But if I ever get the opportunity to fly and things change in the world, maybe I'll come to Japan. I love Japanese martial arts. Um, I studied Chinese martial arts and Japanese martial arts when I was younger. I studied both Taekwondo, Chung Do Kwan, and Wichi Rai Karate uh, from Master Kaniwichi. And I studied some Kendo. So, I get around a little bit. That's a long time ago. Now I do a kick, I'd probably split my butt in half. But if I ever do, hey, I'll definitely look you up. Stay in touch. If you ever need information, I do a lot of things on this channel. My friend, um, Old Soul Poet, he'll tell you. I do a lot of things. I build go-karts, I fix houses, I build decks, I do flooring. I'm all over the place. So if I know it and it helps you or you want some information and I know something about it, I'd be happy to help you. Absolutely. Be glad to help you guys. And as you can see, I got a lot of guitars, right? Here, let me give you guys a view. So the guitars go that way, and then they go that way, and then they're all back there on that wall. And then they're over there on that wall too. So they're everywhere. And then they're stacked back there. You can see them all stacked back there, right? And they're all the way over on that far wall too. So I got guitars everywhere. I got them in the bedroom. I got them under the bed. I got them out in the garage, and I'm actually building a few. I don't know. You can go and see. Um, I got a few guitars that I'm been building. One of them's for one of the family members of the channel. Um, this person's a large contributor to the channel. She does a lot of things. Oh God, I'm letting the cat out of the bag. She does. Oh, I messed up. Anyway, this person does a lot for the channel and a lot for me and my family, and I wanted to do something for this person and a family member. So I built an angel guitar, angel wings guitar. So, oh, my brother, um, let's see, my dad plays, my brother Tom plays, my brother Danny plays. My other brother Bobby, he used to play, but he passed away a few years ago. Um, who else? My stepmom. Oh my God. I wish you guys could have heard my stepmom when she was alive. She had the most beautiful voice, right? She was accepted to Juilliard, which is the top of the top, right? The cream de crop, right? She was accepted to Juilliard, but her brother wanted to be a priest, so their mom and dad didn't have enough money for both of them to go to school, so they sent him to seminary, and she never got to go to Juilliard. But what a beautiful, magnificent voice. And she could play the keyboard. My grandmother played keyboard and spoons. My grandmother could play the spoons. Most people don't even know what that is anymore. So, yeah. Which Gibson Les Paul? That one over there? That orange one? This is a Gibson. This is a Gibson. That's a Gibson. This is Paul Reed Smith. This was built, this one here, by Paul Reed Smith. That's one of the last Guild Bluesbirds that was ever made in Rhode Island. I have a 1960s, I mean a 1959 Les Paul in a case down there by Epiphone and the Gibson Custom Shop that I got. That's one of the first ones they made there. So this is a nice Gibson. Uh, That's a special guitar. That's an expensive guitar too. That one's really expensive. I'll show you guys something if you want to see something cool. Let me put this guitar away before I break it. So, sometime I will. Oops. Let me spin you guys around. Sometime I will show you a guitar that I've been working on for about, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. I've been painting it. And it's a Squire Fender Stratocaster that was built in Korea. And as you can tell, I got bunches of them because I love the way the Korean brothers and sisters, they make the guitars. They do an absolutely phenomenal job. I mean, look, I have nothing but good things to say about them. But I have one upstairs that will blow you guys' mind. It blew my brother's mind. He never seen it before, and I showed it to him. But I bought this Gibson. What is this? A 19? I think this is a 2019 or a 2020. I think this is 2019. Look at this. I started painting this. Look. So I painted this, and this is a brand new guitar. I think I played it maybe 2 times, 3 times. It's samurai time. Thank you for everything. I will. Okay, well, take care. I hope I helped you. I hope you are successful. You can always come back to the channel, and if you need anything, I'm here. If I can help you, I'd be glad to. Take care. Have a good evening. Anyway, so I've been doing this for a long time. And I like to do it. I did all of these. So anything that you see with paint on it back there, that Gibson Les Paul right there, I done. Let's see, right there. And then that one back there. And then you want to see the psychedelic one? I'll show you the psychedelic one if you want to really see one. I gotta show you this one. You like psychedelic guitars? I'll show you something cool. Oh boy. Check this out. Look at this. Here's a peace and love guitar I did. Oh, let me take the magnets out. Look at this. Pennies everywhere. Look. Look at that back. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. And I did the pick guard too. Pretty neat, huh? I did that a long time ago. Yeah. I did this one too. This one here ain't finished yet. Because, well, I got a billion other things to do. I'll show you guys this one. So I did this one too. Check this out. Oops. Look at the back. So they're real Fender Telecasters, made in Mexico. Yeah. And I did this one too. This is this one ain't done either. But this is a this, I'll show you, is a Fender Elvis Presley Kingman. Okay, this is called the Clambake guitar. Okay, it's brand new. There's the signature. And I did this. Look, it's not done yet, but I started it. I hand-picked this one. See how beautiful it is. Yep, brand new. I never even played this guitar that I know of. But I love the back. Look at that book match. Isn't that beautiful? There's your Fender sticker on the inside. Yep. So, got that. Oh, I did this one too. I'm not pulling that one out. I'm stuck behind everything. I'm not pulling that one out. I got a lot more guitars than you see down here. Trust me. No, because then I'd have to go out in the garage and upstairs. I mean, I got a lot of guitars. I was just showing the ones that I painted, years ago. Because I like to do that. I took the other ones upstairs, I believe. I believe I took it back upstairs. Maybe not. Maybe I took them upstairs. Yeah, I think I did. I think I took it back upstairs. I'm pretty sure I did anyway. Yeah, I did. I brought it upstairs, so some other time I'll show you guys. Ha! I still got these on there. Yep. Do I have a nickname for my guitars? Oh my lord. Oh yeah, some of them I do. Some of them I do. Sometime I'll get into that, and I'll get a guitar and I'll do a review. It'll take me about a half hour a piece or so. We'll be here until next year if I had to do that. But that one there. Let's see. See that one right there? I'll show you that. This is a very expensive guitar, but I did all this inlay myself. So this is a seahorse, right? And I turned it into a dragon, if you look. And it has peacock feathers on it. And then there's flowers here with star sapphires, real star sapphires that I did. This is a rare guitar. And these are where it got dings. And this one here is um well, these other ones here, if you look, these are Burma rubies or Marimar. It's called Marimar now, but it used to be Burma. Them are Burma rubies. And that's real turquoise from America. There you go. It's a real Paul Reed Smith. This is a McCarty, double cutaway. Most of the McCartys that you see today, this is old. Most of the McCartys that you see today are single cutaways. That's my baby. Oh, red. Oh, red. That's I play that that guitar I play most. I play that one, and I play that Squire up there on the wall, which is an American-made Squire Stratocaster. So it's an American Strat. Years ago, one of the plants burnt down over in Korea, so the production came back to America for a short period of time. I think about a year or so. So I have two Strats that were made in America, but this Squire. I actually have a Fender Strat that says made by Squire, and it was supposed to be a Squire made by Fender. They messed up the labeling, but it's a real one. That's a super rare one there. So I got some cool stuff. I have a nice Squire. Have you ever seen an American-made Squire Strat, Lola? The difference between a banjo and a ukulele? Oh man. Well, that has to do with the acoustic sound of it. The tuning is different on a ukulele, and ukuleles are different depending on the species and the length of a ukulele. There's different lengths. There's different body um, widths and thicknesses. But a banjo is different. Um, a a banjo is made differently, right? So it has a whole different vibe of its own, right? The necks are really thin and skinny. The frets are very narrow. They're very thin. And you have, a four-string banjo and a five-string banjo. Um, they can be simple, or they can be extravagant. Depends on the type of banjo that you have. You have open back banjos and you have closed back banjos. So, banjos are a lot different. It depends on the banjo. Uh, they used to use animal intestines, I believe, back in the old days to make the cover. I didn't know if you knew that or not. They don't know more, but um, yeah, it's pretty interesting. That was a long time ago, though. They don't do that stuff no more. You'd be surprised. Just like guitars and banjos back in the old days that had ivory tuners. Oh, the guy, Iggy Ferdie. He's a chef. Did you guys know that? Pretty cool. The guy that was on before. Pretty cool. But yeah, back in the old days, they used to use ivories for the tunas. You know, ivory inlays, ivory banding. Can't do it no more. I didn't know if you guys knew that. Um, sometimes when I do, inlays, I'll use mother of pearl, abalone, and it's expensive too. Mother of pearl and abalone. It's not cheap anymore. You used to pick it up for a good price. Now it's like it's expensive. So, but I like working with it. It's fun. It really is. I enjoy it. That's right. The lute was the first. Actually, the lute goes way, way back. I mean, but a lute is way different too. I mean, actually, there was a lot of variations of lutes. I was reading in a uh, Luthery book one time about the lute, and they have one. I can't remember if it's in the Smithsonian, but this is a really expensive lute. I mean, there's another instrument, and I gotta think of the name of it. It's a weird looking thing. I can't remember the name of it offhand. I've never made one, so. And it's from I can't remember if it's from Saudi Arabia, or Iraq, or Iran. Um, but it's an odd shaped thing. I can't remember the name of it offhand. Uh, It has a very unique back. Yeah, those string instruments have been around for a long time. You know how they make strings are different too. Back in the old days, how they used to make strings. They made strings differently. Many different variations of strings. Pretty neat. The things that you can learn. You know, it's like the Stratocaster. You know how the Stratocaster got its name? Do you guys know? Oh, there's only one person watching now. Guess I lost somebody. The old soul poet go to bed or what? You still here, George? Took half the garage down here. I have to get it all back upstairs. You don't know the answer? Well, I'm going to tell you. The Stratocaster got its name from the Stradivarius violin because uh, Leo Fender wanted to electrify um, a guitar that sounded like a Stradivarius, and that's where he got his name. It got its name from. So an electrical version of a Stradivarius, I guess. I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe he had too many beers that day or something, but that's really where it got its name from. That's a big, long guitar. I never even knew that, to be honest with you. Yeah. Hey, let's go out and play tonight, guys. Sure. I need about 30 people to carry my guitar to the gig. Well, look up a Stradivarius. It's actually a violin, and it's the most expensive violin in the world. I have two very expensive violins in a closet that I've never fixed that were given to me. Yeah. That's the truth. I do. And they're made from German luthiers, believe it or not. Yeah. I just never took them out to fix them. Maybe one day. I have a banjo that hangs up out in my garage that man, probably shoot 25, 30 years ago a lady gave me, and she was in her 90s, and she gave it to me, and it was her father's, so it was from the 1800s. Or, it's an old banjo. She gave it to me. I did something for it. She gave it to me. Well, I would say that would probably be Blackie, right? Eric Clapton's guitar, the Stratocaster. I would say that would be the most expensive guitar in the world. I think that would be either that or it'd probably be a 59 Les Paul, one or the other. But yeah, reach out to Asia. That's correct. And I believe that um Eric Clapton did a charity one time, and I think it was Blackie that he was using. And he was selling it for a charity, and then he bought the damn thing back. So I think Eric Clapton bought it back. Just couldn't do without it. I had Eric Clapton guitar, copy of it. Yeah. You know, there, I'll tell you a story. When I lived in Oregon, long time ago, I used to go out and meet people and do gigs and private parties, and I used to DJ back in the day. Back when they used to spin discs. That tells you how old I am. And I met BB King, and I actually did a setup on this guitar for him. And BB King was something else. That's all I'm gonna say. God rest his soul. But he was a hot shit. He really was. Privately, he was a lot different person than publicly. Let me just put that out there. That's the truth. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I really got to meet him. I met a lot of guys. Met Sammy Hagar one time. I worked for Esteban. Matter of fact, that guitar's. Well, I'll show you. Yeah, a couple of them. I got like 4 guitars signed by Esteban. Here's one. Here's one guitar that I got signed by Esteban. This is a. Oh God, what is this? 25th anniversary? Yeah, this is a 25th anniversary Squire that he signed for me. And then over here, let's see. I have to move this. Over here, he signed this one to me. Him and his drummer, Joe Moran. This guitar has a significant meaning to me. This is a Kona, and as you can see, it looks nice, don't it? It look beautiful. Well, I hate to tell you, but this neck was snapped right off. The neck was broke right off. I don't know if you can see it. You might be able to see a little bit of something there. Look, this neck was snapped right off, and I fixed this neck. But there was a guy in Westerly, Rhode Island here years ago. He owned a guitar shop. And I used to go in and I'd help him out once in a while and talk with him and fix some guitars. And once in a while, just you gonna go eat? All right, love you too, man. God bless you. Thanks for coming by and watching the channel. I'll probably talk to you tomorrow on the phone. Say hi, whatever. Appreciate it, man. Have a good night. Have something to eat for me too. By the way, Lola, also a poet's a good friend of mine. But anyway, the story behind this guitar is it was broken. He was going to throw it out, and he asked me if I wanted it. And I said, yeah, cool. So he gave it to me. And I think probably a year after he gave it to me, he died. He had a heart attack and died. So this guitar has a lot of meaning. He gave it to me. And it's not that it's a really expensive guitar, but it's very meaningful. So it was the last guitar that I got from him. And it was signed by Esteban and who I worked for. So I actually got 4 or 5 guitars signed by Esteban. I got one signed by the whole band, Joe Diffie's band. I'm sure you heard of the country music artist Joe Diffie. I got a guitar signed by him. Got one signed by Sammy Hagar. God, I used to have a lot of them signed, but over the years, sold or traded them, you know. Yeah, it was meant for me. I miss him. He was a good guy. I mean, he was a super, just absolutely a nice guy. Um, sometime you remind me, and I'll pull out another guitar sometime if you're on the channel. Remind me. I have another guitar that my mother painted for me years ago. I'll show you that sometime. It's stuck back there somewhere in the archives. I got a lot of cool guitars. Yeah, I got one that I built back here. I'll show you it. I built this for myself. I usually, when I build guitars, I build them for people. And, I got to know that they're going to keep it. I mean, it's something, when I build a guitar, sometimes it takes me a year and a half, 2 years to build something. I really take my time. I'm one guy. I have a lot of stuff that goes on, and the guitars are not cheap, because I work with exotic woods too. Sometimes I had one guy, it was a tree out back of his house, and I had to dry it out and dry the wood out for a few years, and then I built it. And that cost him $4,000, but he wanted it built out of his stuff. He made the tuning keys, he made the bridge for it. So, it was a very special guitar for him. So I do stuff like that. But I built this one. It's not finished yet. But I always put things together before I finish it. You know, that locking tunis. Look at the neck. Can you see that neck? Bird's eye maple. Yeah. Now this part here is from spalted maple from a tree out back, right? And then this is mahogany, right? Honduras mahogany strips that run up the center of it. And then this is bird's eye maple that runs through here. And then this strip right here is oh god, yellow birch. And then on the back, now remember it's not done. It's spalted maple. And then this is a brass saddle that I'm inlay that I put in the back here. That's why I say it's not done, but I put it all together to see if I like it or not, or if I want to change the blocks or the layout. But you know, and then in here, if you look, you see right here, this is Prayer Man. I call him Prayer Man. If you look a little head here, the guy's praying. This is Prayer Man. I put in there. So, yep, I built that one. What's that? Did you find the difference constructions make different sounds? Here's the thing. Um, I tell people that different wood resonates differently, right? Different wood resonates differently. Different types of metals resonate differently. There's different vibrations in the tones. Different types of pickups, how they're wound. Are they plastic? Are they, I mean, everything can change the sound of a guitar. The neck depth. Does it have a long neck tenon? Does it have a short neck tenon? Is it a bolt on? Um, what type of fretboard is it? Is it, a maple fretboard? Is it mahogany? Is it Purple Heart? Is it Koa? Is it ambrosia? I mean, there's a lot of differences. And when you get the combinations of different woods, it can make the resonance of a guitar be different. Is it a solid body, hollow body, semi hollow body? I mean, all of those things, give variance, are they steel or are they steel and brass combination saddles? Are they a fixed bridge? Are they a floating bridge? I mean, all of those things can make tremendous amounts of difference in sounds. What type of frets are you using? Are you using brass frets? Are you using nickel frets? Are you using stainless steel frets? All of those things in combination, what type of amp are you using? What type of pedals you're using? How big's the room you're in? Is it soundproof room? I mean, is it square? Is it arched ceilings? All of those things can have everything to do with sound. Don't let anybody tell you any different. Anything that you do with a guitar, when it comes to a string instrument, can change the tonality of it. Not every guitar is the same. They're all different. I don't care what anybody tells you. You can have the same wound pickups, the same type of potentiometers, and not going to be the same. Remember, metals are the same thing. Metal construction, the way that the metals go together, right? And how it's casted and how much heat and all of that. That has everything can have, a difference. I have a Stellar up there on the wall. And if you played that Stellar, it would blow your mind. It's absolutely a phenomenal guitar. Phenomenal. Is there an art and science? I think, to be fair, to answer that question, I think that there's an art and science to everything that you do in life, you know? I mean, let's face it. It doesn't matter what you're doing. There is an art to it and there's a science to it, right? Um, I think that it's a great trade. I think that you can spend a lifetime and never really master it. And you can always go beyond. You can always add something to the guitar, right? You can always tweak it and change it. You know, I believe that. Um, some people say, "Oh, you can't reinvent the guitar." Well, you can. You may have certain body styles or whatever, but as you've seen mine is not. You could say, "Oh, well, that looks like a Les Paul." No, it don't. No, it don't. I don't. I try not to copycat. I mean, there's a telly that I'm working on out in the garage. If you look back in one of my videos, you can see my Telecaster that I built, and I did it out of paisley. And this one isn't paisley leather, although I have paisley leather. It's done off paisley cloth, which is extremely tough to do. Oh my god, it's a pain in the neck, right? But I'm almost done with that. I'm going to sell that one once it's complete. I got the neck all done. My buddy did the neck for me, so I'm going to sell that one with the case for $750. Plus whatever shipping, $65, I think it is in the lower 48 states. So when that one's done, which is almost ready, it'll be ready in probably another month or two. I'm going to sell that one because everybody's been asking when am I going to build, a guitar that I'm going to actually sell. Well, that one's almost complete, so I'll sell that one. And it's not a lot of money for all the work I've done to it, but you know, it should be affordable and attainable for anybody to have. And it's actually made out of pine, the body. The neck is maple, but the body's pine. And the reason why I did that is when Leo Fender originally made the Telecaster, they were made out of pine. And that's what gave them that specific sound. Most people don't know that. Yeah. Yeah. I I um I don't know if you've seen have you seen it? Have you seen the Telecaster that I'm building? Would you like to see it? I'll go get the body if you want to see it. And the neck. Yeah, you can use pine. Yeah. I didn't know if you wanted to see it or not. Okay. I'll go get it and I'll get the net. I'll be right back. Matter of fact, I'll take these back with me. So that way I don't forget to do it. Well, I guess I'm gonna take it. I'll be right back. So this is light as a feather too. I'm telling you that I'll bet this weighs probably 5 pounds, maybe, if not less. I did this on for a purpose. So let me show you the body first, and then I'll show you the neck. You ready? Here you go. And I did a little relicing on the sides. I'm not completed with it yet, but you'll see I did a little bit of relicing to give it that aged. But the front and back is both paisley. See? And then here's the neck. You ready? Here you go. Abalone inlay. See where the adjustment is? See, it's not up here. It's back here. The adjustment screw for the fret. Yeah, it's paisley. Yeah. Skunk strip down the back. And then I'll show you. Let me take this off, and then you'll see. When you're building a guitar, the biggest thing is, it's a pain in the neck. That's all I got to say. It's a pain in the neck, and that's just being nice about it, right? Let me take this out, and I'll show you. This is actually this is cloth. This is cloth that's on there. Okay. They have paisley leather. They have paisley print. This is paisley cloth. And it is such a pain in the butt. So this will never rub off because it's cloth. And I have enough to do 2 more guitars. Yeah, it's cloth. Does it look like cloth? It don't look like cloth, does it? That is a trick to the trade that I just don't tell anybody about. I ruined probably, I don't know, a good 2 yards of cloth trying to figure out exactly how I wanted it to go on. But here's the neck. So if you look, now I'm going to show you something. You ready? There's the neck. Look, there's no bolts in there. You see it? Look. That's how much I trust my neck joint. There's no screws. That's how you know when a neck joint's done right. Okay? See that? 0 bolts. It just fits right in there. See that? There you go. Now, there will be bolts in there, but it's light as a feather. Light as a feather. And look, if I was to put this here, look. Now, if you look on this neck, it's flamed. Do you see the flame in it? Flame maple neck. Beautiful. So, there you go. It'll be nice. So I'm going to be selling this one when it's done. I have some Wilkinsons that I'm going to put in here. Nice Wilkinson tuners. And Wilkinson, matter of fact, I think the tuners are over here. Yeah, here's the tuners. I think these are the tuners. So I have some gold tuners that I'm putting on it. And then I haven't decided, but I might put a humbucker in here and then a single coil down here. So, but I still got, I still got a little sanding to do and around the outside and everything. But it's I guarantee you it's going to be a super nice guitar when I'm done. Absolutely. I got a lot of hours in it, so. Yep. There's a lot of there's a lot of great guitar builders out there, you know. Paul Reed Smith is an absolutely phenomenal guitar builder. I mean, he's got a great mind. But, you know, he's always digging for the next thing. But that's what he does for a living, right? That's why he's a millionaire, multimillionaire. Okay. But he built guitars. He built guitars. Okay. He's not just a guy that ran a shop. He builds absolutely magnificent guitars. Okay. Um, yeah. Yeah. This is going to be a look. I'll show you. You see this guitar? This is a Telecaster, right? You'll see a little bit of difference. Now look. See the difference? They look pretty close, don't they? But they're not the same. Pretty close, but not the same. So, but yeah, it'll be electric. It will be an electric. So, close, but not the same. So they'll be getting a good deal when they get it. I mean, I'm not robbing anybody. I'll be making probably 5 cents an hour when I get done with it. You know. Yeah. See, here's the thing. You know, I'm old school, right? So, you know, printing guitars and manufacturing by the thousands, they're not, I don't think they're as personal. Not to say that these are not good guitars, don't get me wrong. But a lot of these, there was different types of technology going on. But I'm not saying that they're not nice guitars, don't get me wrong. But when you build one by yourself, it's different, right? There's something different about it. There's always something special about each guitar because it's done by hand. You're using hand tools, um, and you know. Sometimes you know you'll be making a neck. I'll show you something. So I'll show you this guitar. You see this guitar, this Epiphone? See this Epiphone? This is a real Epiphone. And but I made the neck. What happened was the neck was destroyed. I couldn't even fix the neck, right? So what I did was, you see the Epiphone is abalone. See that? I intricately cut that Epiphone out of the other neck, right? And you can't see it, but this fretboard, I actually repaired this fretboard. So this is off the original Epiphone. This is the original body. The back was messed up. So look what I did to the back. This is actually leather. This is a piece of leather. This is actually paisley leather that I put on the back. But I made the neck. Now, here's the interesting part of this neck. Take a look at it, and I'll show you something. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 pieces of wood. Okay? There's 9 pieces of wood that make this neck. 9 different pieces of wood that make that neck. And you can look at it if you want. 9 pieces of wood. So, and it's a fat neck. But I never really finished it. I just put it together. But that's what you can do, you know? So when people say, oh, you can't take multi pieces of wood and make a neck. Yes, you can. I just showed you. Okay. You just got to know how to do it. That's the thing. You got to know how to put the pieces of the wood together. Okay. I've been doing this since 1987 or 88, I think. Yeah, 87 or 88. I've been now I had friends and family members that worked for the Guild Music Company. Guild Guitars. I don't know if you've ever heard of Guild Guitars, but here's a Guild guitar. The Guild Company started in New Jersey, and then they moved to Westerly, Rhode Island, and I believe it was 1998 was the last year they made the Guild guitars. I believe that's what it was. But here's a Guild guitar. This was one of the last ones. This really is one of the last ones that was ever made here in Rhode Island. This is a real Guild Bluesbird. And I'm redoing it. But got a lot more to do. But this is one of the last ones. Number 394, just to be exact. Yep. So, and I had friends and family that worked for the Guild Music Company. I used to go down there when I was a kid. I watched them made at Guild in Westerly. So, my whole life, I've been around music and guitars. So, you know, first time that I ever played a guitar, this is funny. First time I ever played a guitar and sang, because I actually sing. I'm not really a great guitar player. I play rhythm guitar by ear, but was when I was 5 years old. That was in 1971, 72. I played on stage at the Fiddler 3 in Connecticut. There was a full house full of people. My grandfather brought me down there, and I sang Swanee and Old Johnny on stage with my little guitar. Yep. That was the first time I started singing. And I've sang with all kinds of people and fixed all kinds of people's guitars all over the world, you know. And then, people ask me, well, how come you don't do it for a job? Well, here's the thing. When I was in the military, I broke my back twice in the military and I broke my back again as a civilian. So, um, sometimes it just takes too much out of me to do it as a job every day. I couldn't do it. I mean, I do a lot of things, but I only do things for a couple hours at a time. But I'm always trying to move because, like my doctor told me, Bob, you stop, you're done. So I try to always keep moving and doing something. Winter time, I get ultimately lazy. Oh, he's born in 74, huh? Cool. So, I love building them. I love to build exotic guitars. People say, I had a guy one time I made it out of purple koa and what else? Something else. Purple koa. I had an ebony fretboard and it was a unique ebony fretboard too. It wasn't just black; it was black and blonde, and it went right up the neck. Um, and it had mother of pearl inlay in it. It took me a long, heavy guitar. I mean, purple koa is a dense wood, so if you want it to be light, you need to take and drill a lot of holes in it, and you got to know how to do it without, messing it up. If you want a one piece body, it's going to be heavy. It's going to be a tang. You're talking an 18-pound guitar, right? I mean, there's definitely not going to be no neck heaviness in it. You won't get the neck dip, but he wanted it, and it took me a long time. Took me a long time because I had to get the purple right. And the thing about purple koa or purple heart is the longer that you leave it out in the sun, the darker the purple gets. Well, Martin was the one that first made the first structural design of the acoustic guitar, right? So the X brace pattern, right? Not all acoustics have that X bracing. Not all of them have traditional bracing. Um, excuse me. Ah, but I think that acoustic guitars, they're picky, man. I got some wood upstairs that's super expensive for acoustic guitars. I got enough to make two. But it's really expensive. Really expensive. I mean, Adirondack spruce is really expensive, but this stuff is more expensive. And it's top, top choice stuff. And one of these days, I'm going to make a nice acoustic guitar out of it. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful wood. But eggplant purple, yeah. But the problem with acoustic guitars is you got to get it right, okay? Because if it's too thick, it'll have that low bass, dead sound. And if it's too light, uh, it can ring wrong, right? You won't get the same acoustical variances out of it. So you got to be on the money. You got to understand thickness of wood, right? It's the same thing with a violin or um, or a um, where was I going with that? Yeah. Anyway, it's the same thing with a violin. When you carve the top by hand, so you use um, tools like this to carve the top, right? You're taking little bits of pieces, little small little curls off at a time when you're carving the top on a violin, right? Or a fiddle. You use small little finger planes. Hi, Dove. So you use the small little finger planes. You're taking little bits off at a time because it has to do with, you know, little itty bits of pieces that you're taking off. You got to be just so right because each part of it has to have a different dimension, right? The layout of it. I mean, when you're making a violin or a fiddle, you got to know what you're doing, okay? Because if you don't do it right, it ain't gonna sound right. The sides have to be done right. The f holes got to be cut right. You know that. I mean, it's just this. That's why they cost so much. You know. So yeah, there's a lot to building string instruments. A lot. But when you get into acoustic guitars, oh yeah, body styles can change everything. You know, I have a applause over there, right? And the neck is made of aluminum. Yeah, neck's made of aluminum. Absolutely. So hey, there's a different sound. Different species of wood. If you what's that? Yes. Yeah, I heard that there was something that came out that was a little box that you can put on the back of a guitar and it actually gives you a really good sound. I'm not Yeah, it's aluminum neck. It's on my applause back there. Yep. Look it up. Aluminum neck. Absolutely. They didn't make them for too long. Yeah. Got a lot of cool stuff. I like them weird things like that, right? Like my guitar has a double truss rods in it. Well, actually, it has three. So I have a main truss rod, that is a double truss rod. And then I have two carbon fiber reinforced rods also on the sides of it that run down the sides of it. So for that neck to move, it takes a lot for it to move. Okay. And that's the way I like to build my necks. So you got a main truss rod, double action truss rod. And then down the sides of it, I have two carbon fiber reinforced rods that I use. And I do it a specific way. And I've never showed anybody how I do it. And I never have any problems with my necks, period. And it took me many years to figure out what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. I was doing that long before anybody else was doing carbon fiber reinforcements. I I was doing that a long, long time ago. So there ain't nothing new. Oh no, a little itty bitty tweak here or there, but that neck don't move. And when you jack it down, you can jack it down. Trust me. So when you get it right, you better get it right. When you level that fretboard, right, and you're putting them frets in, which those are stainless steel frets in that one, I think. Or are they nickel? I think they're stainless steel. When I did that, I made sure that it was perfectly straight and just had a little dip because all of your neck should have a little dip. Not a lot, but it should have a little belly in it. Remember that. They should not be perfectly flat. They should have a little um you should have a little bit um of a downward curve to it because when you're running across and you're getting your frets right, here's the problem. Sometimes the saddles might not be right, or your nut might not be right. So it's always good to have just a little bit, just a little bit. That's it. I mean, not a whole lot. And most of your luthiers and guitar builders will tell you that. You know, some people don't like it that way. Some people like them perfectly flat. But the problem with that is your fret radius and how you bevel your frets, level your frets out. But you know, that's how I do it. Let me tell you a story. I built a guitar a long time ago, right? And I was playing around. I was trying to copy, well, not really copy it, but I had a 1965 Guild. It was like an ES 335 style, more like maybe a ES, yeah, right around ES 335 style, right? And it's hanging up out in the garage somewhere. And I put a couple of junky necks on it and whatever, right? But I never finished it. And it's just made out of uh, Luan, that you put down on the floor, Luan. And I never finished it. One of these days I'm going to finish it, I think. But oh my god, that thing just pissed me off, that guitar. But I had one, right? I finished it. This is going to really get you when I say this. I finished the guitar, right? And it was made out of uh, had a hard rock maple body and had a bird's eye maple neck, and it played well. I mean, I had a lot of something was up with the neck. I don't know. I think it wasn't dried right, and the guy who sent me the lumber said it was dried and it was kindle dried and it was ready. It was only 7%, and I didn't have my meter on me to check, the water content in the wood, because you can. There's a meter. I can't remember the name of it offhand. It's been so long, but because I haven't used it in many years. But what you do is you put it in there and it meters the wood, and it tells you how many percent of moisture is in it. Because for guitar builders, somewhere between 6.5 to about 8.5% moisture content. You don't want no more than that, because I can just do weird things, right? You can crystallize it if you want. So that's why a lot of guys bake the necks, because what they do is they crystallize everything that's in the neck so it'll never move. Right. That's why they do the bake necks, by the way. And a lot of the old luthiers understood that, but they didn't really bake them per se. But some luthiers, what they do is to dry the wood out. They put it in the oven at a low temperature, and put it in there for 10 hours, then take it out, let it dry for a week or two, and put it back in there and do it again. And then you keep doing that 3 times, and it'll stabilize the wood. It's not the same as baking it. I guess you are baking it in a sense, but you're not crystallizing it, right? Anyway, what was I getting at? Oh, anyway, so I built this guitar. This guy wanted this guitar. He hooted and hound about this guitar, right? Now, he didn't pay me any money, right? But he wanted his guitar, wanted his guitar, wanted his guitar. So I worked on it, worked on it, worked on it for about maybe 4 months. So I called him up and told him it was done. He goes, well, I said, well, what? He goes, well, I don't have the money. I said, wait a minute. You mean to tell me you've been busting my ass for, months on end to get this guitar done for you? I got it done, and you don't have the money for it. He goes, no, he says, I don't want it now. I said, okay, fine. I'll fix that problem. He said, what? I put the phone down. I went out there. I went in the back. While he was still on the phone listening, I took the potentiometers out. I unscrewed the bridge. I took he goes, what are you doing? I said, no, wait a minute. I took all the tuners out and everything, all the electronics out of it. I took it all out. I said, I want you to hear what it sounds like when I'm mad, and you'll never get this guitar. And I smashed it in the driveway. I smashed it to hell. I broke it apart. I stepped on it. I ran over it with the truck. I just absolutely destroyed the guitar. I hit it with an axe. I hit it with. I was just going crazy with it. Yep. I said, because if I went through all that trouble to make it for him, and then he didn't want to buy it, that guitar was going to be nothing but trouble for people. And I was not going to let it exist. So I took all the electronics and everything out of it, and I destroyed it. Cut it up into little pieces. Oh, yeah. Yep. It pissed me off. It was nothing but trouble, so I ended its problem. And in the end, I felt really good about what I did. Oh, yeah. That's the truth. You asked my son Robert about that. I was pissed. Because what are you doing? I said, I'm beating this guitar up. I'm pissed off at it. It's out in the driveway, smashing it. Oh, yeah. I got rid of that pain in the ass real quick. And that's just, I I never usually have that problem anymore. If somebody wants me to build them a custom guitar, it's half down and half when I'm finished. Why? Because look, if they bail on me, at least I got enough for, the parts and the wood and everything. I probably won't make my time out of it, but you know. And I've had that happen a couple of times and they knew the deal when it started. They knew the deal. So, it is what it is. But most of the time I never have any problems with people because I only do it for specific people. I'm really picky. I ask them a lot of questions before I start. So, and I love building them. Don't get me wrong, but I don't like to be in a rush no more. If people are in a rush, forget it. I ain't building you no guitar. People say, "Whoa, that's kind of cocky." No, it's not cocky. You want me to build you a guitar. You asked me to build you a guitar. I'm going to build you a guitar, and it's going to be special, and it's going to be just for you. Tell me what kind of woods, and I'll figure out what kind of body style it's going to be. You want to You tell me what you want it to do, and I'll make it do it. One guy who was mad at me, he was pissed. Well, I need it, in a couple of weeks. I said, well, then you need to go buy a Fender or a Gibson or a Paul Reed Smith or Ibanez or whatever, Kramer, Epiphone, you know, go buy one of them, a G&L, you know, let's face it, you can buy a Carvin, right? A Kiesel. Kiesel guitars are nice guitars too. Jeff Kiesel does a great job. He's a wonderful painter too. He makes some great guitars. Kiesel guitars. You'll have to check them out sometime. Now you're gonna pay over $1,000 for one, but you know what? Hey, you guys gotta make money, right? Carvin makes wonderful guitars. I own a Carvin guitar, old one, sitting right there. But you want me to make it? I'm one guy. I'm the only guy working on it, and give me all the time I need, and you'll get your guitar because it's really customized. It's really for the person, and there's nothing like it. Period. And that's a real luthier. That's a real guitar builder. That's what they do, right? Now, do I think that Fender makes wonderful guitars? Look, here's the thing. You get what you pay for, right? Remember that. You know, do I think that some of them are overpriced? Look, if you get American Standard Stratocaster, right? And then you go to a custom shop, they'll do whatever you want in a custom shop. But I'm going to tell you, you're not going to get anything better, right? Let's face it. There's only so far you can take it. Now you can get yourself different sounds and different pickups and different potentiometers and different types of switches and you know uh, active pickups or whatever you want to do, or every different type of pickup under the sun. But there's only so much you can do with wood, right? I mean, unless you start to change the variations of wood or whatever, and that's going to make a little bit of a difference. But do I think that buying a $2,000 Fender Stratocaster and then you get a custom shop one built just like that one? No, not worth it. Now, when you build a custom guitar, that's all customized with different types of wood, different types of sawed out woods and stuff. That's different. Different types of inlay. Something that the person knows you, watches you, talks to you, gets to know you. Now you're building a guitar personally for that person, right? It's something that's personal. That's something special. That's an heirloom, something to pass down. And it doesn't matter if you pay a couple $1,000 and you get something that's built for you, you know? You get something from Fender or Gibson or whatever, they're just knocking them out. I'm not saying they're not great guitars. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying there's a difference between a guitar that takes, 6 months, a year, or, even up to 2 years to build versus a guitar that's knocked out in 90 days, you know? Because for average Gibson guitar, I think I think Paul Reed Smith might be the same way. It's the average turnaround. I mean, even though they're making them all the time, it's about 90 days, I think. Something like that. From the time that they get the wood in, they sort the wood out, they grade the wood, and now they're starting to cut the wood, spice the wood, get it ready, all the sitting times and everything. Yeah, it takes a while, you know. Trust me. Don't think they're just knocking them out, because that's not how it works. They're constantly doing it, but there's a constant procedure going on. So, yeah, what are you working tonight, Jack? What's going on? My friend Jack? So, that's the big difference between, having a craftsman, somebody that's with you and making you something, and a whole house full of people. Do they do a great job? Absolutely. Do they do it all the time? Absolutely. That's why they're in business. Um, I'll sh- did you see this guitar up on the wall over here? Check this out. Now, I'm a luthier, but I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to be honest. So, take a look at this guitar. I'm not going to show you the name yet, but I want to show you the guitar. Mahogany body, real maple cap. You can see it right there. Real maple cap. Okay. Beautiful, ain't it? It's made by Ivy. Right? So this guitar is made in Vietnam. Absolutely wonderful playing guitar, beautiful guitar. I mean, and it's all built by a machine. It's all CNC'd. But absolutely a gorgeous guitar. And it plays well, right? It plays well. It's absolutely beautiful. And it cost me under $300. I had to have one. My buddies were talking about them, and I had to get one. I got two. My brother has one too. His is a little different because his top is different. So, yeah. Oh, I'm just doing whatever, you know. I was showing different guitars and what I've done, and somebody from Japan stopped by and wanted to know how much it would cost to fix a neck on his guitar. And then instead of him going out to have a neck fixed, I explained to him how to fix his guitar himself. So save himself some money. Yeah. But if, I tell people, even though I'm a luthier, now if somebody wants me to build them a guitar, well, there's a lot of things that go on with that. I got to get to know them, want to know about them, how they play, where they're going to go, are they gigging out? Is it for the home? How much do they want to spend? All of that stuff. I want to get to know them. I want it to be personal. I want it to be built for that person, right? Because I put a lot of love into stuff when I build it, right? When I build a guitar, I put a lot of love into it, period. That's why it takes me so long. But That Ivy guitar, look, as a backup guitar, great. The only thing that you probably need to change if you wanted to would be the pickups. That's it. Maybe change the machine heads, the tuners if you want. Otherwise, it's good to go. So you can put another couple $100 into it and be a super guitar. And I'd put it up against any $1,500 guitar all day long. Really, it's that good. Got stainless steel frets. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Now, if you go into the next level where you want something personal that's for you, you want it for the rest of your life, and you want it done by a specific guy because you want a piece of, you know, something that individual builds, and say that you have one of less than, you know, I don't know. I probably built over 100 guitars, but I mean made with my own hands. I'm probably having under 100 guitars that I actually built from the ground up, you know, because it takes a long time, you know. But I've sorted out pieces of, I've had other people make a body for me or other people make a neck, and I put it all together, assembled it, did all the fine tuning to it. I've done a lot of those, and I don't mind doing that. I've had some friends that buy kits. They'll buy a kit and they'll ask me, "Hey, can you put the kit together for me? Can you just do it with a, you know, plain stain or whatever?" Yeah, I don't mind. I hate painting guitars. I don't do it. I don't paint guitars. I mean, I do that kind of painting, you know, but I don't like solid painting and stuff. It's just pain in the neck. I just don't like doing it. I like working with stains. It's more fun because you can do a lot of blending. But yeah, but somebody to have me make an exotic guitar, hey, no one works for free, right? I mean, face it. And most luthiers, they don't make a whole lot of money. You say, "Oh man, that cost $4,000 or $3,000. How long did it take me to build it? How long did it take to sort out all of the right things?" I might get a set of tuners in, right? This is how anal I am about things when I'm building it for somebody. I get a set of tuners in, and if I don't like the tuners and I don't like the way they feel and the action of the tuners, and I'll send them back. And I'll do that 4, 5, 6 times until I get a right set. It's just I am picky. I am picky because I want it to be right when I'm building it. Right. Same thing with bridges and saddles and things like that. I don't know why I'm like that, but I'm really, really picky when I'm building something for somebody. One time I had to build. I don't know if I still have. I don't know. I think I might have it out there. I got it wrapped up. I built a bridge. Yeah, I built a bridge because I was going to build this guitar for this guy, and well, he kind of ran into rough times, so I didn't go ahead. But I built the bridge because of the way he wanted it. But sometime I'll grab the bridge and I'll show you. I built the damn bridge because of who he was, and I had to have something different. So I built it. That's just how I am. You know. Am I perfect? Nope. Do I make a lot of mistakes? Yep. Do I screw up a lot of necks and stuff? Well, I try not to. You know. Here's the thing. It's an old woodworker's secret, right? Measure twice, cut once. Look, you can't put it back. Well, relatively speaking, you can't put it back. When you're sanding it, you're not putting it back. So, there are some tricks to the trade, though, that I have done over the years. Trust me. There's some things that you can do, but you got to know you would, right? So, anyways, it's getting kind of late. I hope that you guys enjoyed the stream. Hope you got some information. Had a good time. Um, I I was just doing, guitar stuff tonight. I was gonna do an auction, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the auction um next Sunday. So next Sunday I'm gonna have an auction, a coin auction. So if you guys want to stop by and be a part of the coin auction, maybe help me out. I got some things going on. Trying to get Mary's car fixed, so I'm going to be selling a few coins. One of these times, maybe I'll have a guitar auction. Maybe I'll auction off a couple guitars or something. I don't know. That might be in the winter time. I might do that. I got a guitar that's almost finished for the winter time, so I had fun too. Um, I hope you had a good time. I hope it was informational. I had a good time. Glad you could stop by and talk with me. Feel free anytime. We talk about a lot of different things. There was a lot of people that was wondering when I could talk about guitars. So at least once a month, I'd like to, get together with everybody and, have a little chit chat about guitars, you know. And I appreciate the sub too. Appreciate it. Hope you learned a lot. You're gonna meet a lot of great people on the channel. There's a lot of people from a lot of different backgrounds. Jack, he's a good friend of mine, and I like it that he stops by. He's a good guy. Have my people that come by here? They're all good people. They're all my family and friends, and I appreciate everybody that joins my channel and comes and watches me. And they inspire me to do more videos. So anyway, with that, I love you guys. Take care. God bless. Do something good for somebody today or tomorrow. Tell them you love them. Reach out to them. You know, Never hurts just to say, "Hey, I love you," or give them a hug, or do something good for somebody. Remember where you are in this world and what you would like, and try to endorse that same reflection upon other people. Do the right thing. With that, I'm Pastor Bob, better known as Reverend Bob, and I'll see you soon. Reverend Bob is out of here. Thank you for stopping by. God bless you guys. I love you. Have a good night now. Reverend Bob is out of here.